Hi guys, Amy here with Profiles Backstage and your March swag, which is Easter themed. And we've got some fun new products for you, of course. So let's get into what is in your swag bag this month. Okay, for starters, we've got the Pearl Design Gel, which is an icy white gel polish that's got a lot of like shimmer and pearlize to it. So once you add a little bit of texture into it and swirl it up, it looks like a silk sheet that you've crumpled up and put on the nail. Really, really pretty, a lot of dimension, and this is great for spring and Easter inspired nails. Okay, next we've got the Pasties decals, and these are some custom Easter inspired decals, and these will carry you through spring as well, just because the colors are nice and pastel. And this run of pasties was really, really thin, so make sure you watch throughout the whole video so I can show you guys how to use them. This is the new Pasties tweezer. It's got the nice silicone end on there, just to help you afterwards to press it down if you didn't want to use your finger and get any oils or anything on the nail. And then last, we've got the dotting tool brush, which this is typically our spider tool, but this works really, really good with the pearl gel, so we've included that as well. Okay, we're going to start just by swatching our tips, and we're going to use the pearl gel. I am going to only use one coat. If you prefer to use two coats, that's totally fine, but I'm feeling like one coat is giving me enough coverage. And you can see how this goes on, really shimmery and really pearlized. So go ahead and cover your tip, or obviously if you're doing fingers, cover your fingernail. And then we're going to take the spider tool and we're going to take the daughter end of that tool and just do some swirl designs in the top. Now I have not cured this gel yet. We're doing it still wet. And basically just circles, or you can do figure eights, and you're just going to do this over the whole surface of the nail. And then go ahead and cure when you're happy with the design. And we're curing that for 60 seconds. So let's do another one. This one we're only going to do half of the nail. So we're going to start same thing. We're going to cover the entire tip with the pearl gel, and then we're going to go in with our dotting tool end of that spider tool, and we're going to swirl just half of the nail. And don't worry if your swirling is not in a straight line. We're going to put a ribbon pasty down the center of the nail, so it's going to look nice and even. And again, once you're happy with that, we're going to put that in the light and cure that for 60 seconds. And here's our third one, and now we're going to again cover the surface with the pearl gel and then use the daughter tool, and we're going to do this one in more of a smile line shape. So here we are out of the lamp with the 3 swatches we just did. Now it's very important when you're putting your pasties on that you wipe the tacky layer off of the gel polish, because the pasties are sticky, the nail is sticky. You don't want sticky on sticky. You want to wipe that inhibition layer off so that the pasty adheres correctly. So we're going to be using the ribbon first, and like I mentioned earlier, these pasties are definitely thinner than a lot of the other pasties that we do have. And I do like them thinner because they're a little bit more flexible and you can stretch them into the shape that you want. But the thing is if you go in and you peel the whole thing off the backing, after a couple seconds, it's going to start curling on you, which is going to be really difficult for you to lay it and get it exactly where you want it. So I'm going to show you a little trick to get these to get in the position that you want them. So we're going to wipe the tacky layer off of these real quick. Okay, so for the ribbons, I'm just kind of bending the corner a little bit, just getting the decal off of the backing just a little bit, and I'm going to pull down, and then I'm going to place the nail right over the sheet of pasties and just kind of pull that and place it. That way the end of that ribbon is not pulled up off of that backing, and that way the ribbon will stay nice and straight for you, and you will not be fighting it as it's trying to curl up on you. And because these are thinner, they break super, super easy. So you're just gonna grab that with your tweezers and just pull, and it's gonna break away quite easy. So now for the bows and the smaller designs on the backing, you don't really have to worry about that. They're smaller, so they're not going to curl up on you. So again, we're just going to take this bow off the backing, and we're going to place this, oops, wrong one. We're going to place this right at the top, right over our ribbon. And then you're just going to press that down. And it's nice, the silicone on the end of the tweezers is kind of shaped like a nail. It's got that concave kind of design to it, so it's going to press that pasty right on there. And now we're just going to top coat. I am going to do this one in matte top coat, and we'll do the other ones in shine. That way you can see the difference. Okay, so same thing. This is the one that we're doing in the smile line. So again, we're just going to grab that same ribbon, and we're going to start pulling it up off the backing. And this one actually came all the way off because I was already halfway done with it. So before it starts curling up on me, I'm just going to grab it on one end. And like I said, because these are thinner, they're going to stretch really nice, and they're going to bend with the nail. So I'm just going to do this into a smile line and just kind of pull and stretch it. We're going to press this down, and then we're going to just kind of break away that end. And you can save that little piece there. We're just going to take this and re-adhere it to the backing paper before it curls up on me. Okay, so now we're just going to take one of these little rosettes here, and again, just kind of bend that backing, and we're going to peel this off, and then we will stick this right onto our ribbon. And the pasties will adhere to one another quite well, so you can put that right over. We did not top coat this yet or anything. And just press that down, and then we will go in with our top coat and do a final cure. So another design for you. This time I just did the pearl gel at a diagonal down the nail, and we're just going to take that ribbon and we're going to just go right on the outside of that, press that down, and now we're just going to take this little bunny that's peeking over the edge there. We're going to peel this guy off, and we're going to place this right in the center over the ribbon. And now we're just going to top coat this with matte top coat and cure for 60 seconds. So once that matte coat has cured, we are going to take no wipe top coat and just go over the bunny decal. This is going to add a lot of dimension, and I'm sure I've showed you guys this trick before. I love putting some detail with top coat over matte top coat and enhancing some type of design. So we're just going to take the daughter tool and we're just going to swirl this, like I said, just over the bunny rabbit, add that dimension, and it just gives that bunny, it just makes him look like he's gonna pop right off the nail. Okay, so while those are doing their final cure, I wanted to show you on the pasty that has the bunnies and stuff on it. On the bottom, you've got this kind of decorated egg look. These were supposed to be individual strips, but they were somehow kind of all melted together. So I just want to show you how to use that. You can cut them into strips, but you got to be super precise because they are really close together. Instead, what I'm going to do is try to cover the entire nail with the pasty, and I'm just going to kind of cut it around. So if you're putting it around a cuticle, sometimes when we're doing tips, it makes things look so much easier because you can turn it and manipulate it however you want. But if you were actually putting this on a client and wanting to cover the whole nail in the pasty, I would cut it kind of in the shape of a cuticle so that you don't have to worry about filing anything off back towards the cuticle area. So we're going to take this and we're going to just peel this entire piece off. And again, just bend that corner a little bit, get your tweezers up underneath there. Sorry I'm so zoomed in, I feel like I'm not getting the whole picture here, but basically just bend that corner, start to peel your pasty, and I will just peel a little and then grab more of it so that I don't end up ripping anything. And once you've got that whole piece off, we're going to take the tip and we're going to just lay this down. And because they are nice and stretchy, you'll be able to kind of lay it down and manipulate it where you want it to go. Even if you've got to kind of unstick one side and pull a little bit, it's totally fine. And it's almost as if we're wrapping the entire nail with this piece of decal. And we're just going to pull this up and pull. And we're going to do this around each of the sides. Just kind of stretch it so you're getting it as flat as possible. Now, if I was using a decal like this over the entire nail, I probably wouldn't choose to have such a textured background because I feel like it takes away from the decal. I would maybe just do like a pure white, but I just wanted to show you guys how to use this so that you can at least get use out of the bottom of that pasty sheet. So now I'm just taking the silicone tool and just pressing it as flat as I possibly can around the entire free edge of the nail. Next, we're going to take our file and make sure when you're doing your filing, you're filing down, not upward. If you're filing upward, you're probably going to start pulling the pasty off the nail and forcing dust up underneath there, and it's going to make your edges kind of peel up and probably won't last very long. So you want to make sure you're filing down away from the nail, not upwards. And you're going to do that around the whole free edge. And once you've done that, you can take your tweezers and it'll easily pull away. So all of that extra decal will pull right away nice and easy because you've already perforated it. Okay, so once you've removed all that extra decal around the edges and kind of shaped it correctly to the nail, I am going to take my file, kind of change the angle of my file, and I'm going to remove a little bit of the decal around the free edge, just like a 1/2 millimeter up from the sidewalls and the free edge. Because when I put my top coat on, I want that to really securely encase that decal. A lot of the times we're working with decals and typically your top coat is covering everything and fully encasing it. But when you're using a decal that is covering the entire nail plate, you want to make sure that the edges are protected, because if there is a little bit of decal poking out of there, what's going to happen is your client is probably going to get up underneath there. You're going to have durability issues. So just like I said, like a 1/2 millimeter up, just remove a little bit of that decal so that when your top coat goes on, you are fully encasing the decal and there's going to be no problems with durability. Now we are ready for top coat. We're gonna put this on. I am only gonna flash cure this for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then I am going to coat it again with another top coat. And again, just another measure I'm taking so that I know that this is gonna be durable enough to last 2 to 3 weeks without any peeling whatsoever. Okay, so here's the end result. Let me know if you guys like them matte or shiny. What do you think? I don't know. I like both. And I mentioned earlier I would not put this much of a detailed background over that full nail pasty, but I'm kind of feeling it now with the top coat on, the shine. It's really reflecting light. I'm loving it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you tag us in all of your creations. I love to see them. And I will see y'all next month.